So welcome in. Yeah, we got the swatting files. We got the police report. We got the call-up service report. We got the incident narrative. And yeah, before we look at those, let's revisit what happened. And there's a news article about this, or there's a news story, so they covered it, which is pretty funny. Not gonna lie. So let's revisit what happened. Um, and then we'll look at the reports. And this is going to be interesting because I'll show you guys how I go about even requesting body cam footage. So this will kind of be like a master class because a total of 15 officers showed up. And so, you're not going to want to request all 15 cams from, every officer. That's going to cost a lot of money. So I'm going to show you how I would go about requesting the footage as well. And yeah, so let's check out this news video about what happened, and we'll look at the reports after.
Gone wrong in Southwest Atlanta. Just look.
What the
Go! On the ground!
The people in this video claim they're victims of swatting. Those are pranks where people call in fake, often violent crimes to get police to put their targets in handcuffs. Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln joining us live now in Midtown Atlanta. So Ashley, you found out swatting can really happen very easily to anyone who streams.
Very easily, George. We do know when people go live and stream, you're showing thousands
Korean?
your every
No.
detail, like where you are and what you're wearing. In this case, this streamer claims and she believes that this alleged squatter saw what she was streaming. They knew what she and her friends had on and called police and told them that they had weapons.
Go!
It was so scary.
Popular social media streamer Diamond the Barbie says it was terrifying to see officers
funny.
with guns drawn,
sorry.
shouting commands. She was visiting Atlanta to attend FurryCon and had been live streaming
Oh my
throughout
God,
the
they
day
mentioned
when she
FurryCon.
stopped at Metro Mart on Metropolitan Parkway. Video shows Diamond and her friends were unaware of the approaching sirens.
What the
Go!
And they got Uzis on these folks.
Bystanders recorded Diamond and her friends being placed in handcuffs.
This is Diamond in the rough. What is going on?
After a brief investigation, police determined the report was false and that Diamond had been the victim of swatting. Swatting is when someone makes a false emergency report to trigger a large police presence.
You don't have
Alex
10
B
seconds
has
to
been
think.
texting
You
her.
have 1 second to think.
She and her friends were released and she
Little
filed a
lore
police
for you.
report. Atlanta police confirmed they received a call that Diamond's friend in the turkey suit was carrying a weapon.
And I think once the police realized that he didn't have an AK-47 on him, they were like, oh, this is a prank.
In 2024, Georgia lawmakers made swatting a felony, punishable by up to 10 years in prison if convicted.
I mean, I feel like law enforcement, they have to take any call seriously. So, these swatters, I feel like they know all the right things to say.
It was Kevin, yes.
And Diamond told me that she had to pay for a police escort for the remainder of her trip. And she says she's considering making private security a...
So yeah, they do have a suspect. We'll get into that. It's all in the thing. I'm gonna not block you in the chat, but I'm gonna explain how you're stupid in a second here.
requirement for all of these streaming activities to prevent this from happening in the future. Reporting live tonight in Midtown, I'm Ashley Lincoln, Channel 2 Action News.
Diamond is
Look, you make
cool.
some great.
Honestly, we could probably get Diamond in here for a. We could probably have her join the stream. Honestly, probably BEZO join in too. If you guys want to talk to them. But okay, there was that video, guys, and let's watch another video. Bystander recorded what was going on. I think she knew Diamond too.
Screened us on their stuff, and there they're getting arrested. The police just pulled them over immediately. Like, what's really going on? And they got Uzis on these folks.
They got Uzis on these folks.
This is Diamond in the rough.
Look at how they're taking Kevin. Look at how they're taking Kevin.
What is going on? What happened?
There was four people with them, so four people were detained. Diamond, Kevin, that other dude, and then Bezo.
Okay. I don't know.
Shitty, man.
PD does not play around when it comes to these calls. And just to let you guys know, most of these officers aren't just regular police officers. Most of them are part of a specialized unit. Different agencies call them different things. Some call them gang task force. Some call them attack squad. But a slang term would be jump out boys. These are several officers were from a specialized unit. So they definitely do not play around.
But these folks came after these folks with Uzis and everything. Like, what the hell is going on?
I mean, this did
No,
happen
they
weeks
ain't
ago, but we
crazy.
just
They
got
just
the
came from
reports.
Dragon Con. Yeah, downtown, you know, they had the
Yeah,
little
jump out boys.
costume stuff.
It's believed.
And she's a streamer.
That lady a streamer.
Yeah.
So why they moving for like that?
They probably went and got them some good dope somewhere and they don't got caught up.
That's them jump out
And when they
boys.
got them a package, don't got caught up in it.
What you talking about? What?
What is that? They ain't found that on these folks yet. You know what
They're
I'm saying?
goddamn Uzis.
Well, I don't know much.
They ain't found them.
They are true.
Exactly.
They out here.
Exactly. Young Sneed, that's actually exactly
Yeah, they got
what makes it a
Uzis out on the
specialized
street.
unit.
We
In
don't
those
know if it's
specialized
okay to go
units,
in.
that's when you will see a do-rag cop.
Okay.
Right
Thank you. We appreciate you. Oh, they got Uzi, they deep. Baby, because they were just talking to us. They could have bum rushed our car. Gave me a heart attack, bitch. Let me go ahead and get my motherfucking jewelry, honey. This shit crazy. All right.
my God.
It's your girl,
Yeah,
Miss Kane. I
those
love you, and
roses,
there's
dude.
nothing you can do about it. Your girl, Miss Kane, almost got roughed up because I was just talking to these people. They streamers, just like me.
She streams too?
Damn.
Wait, does anybody know who she is? Could we get her handle? I didn't know she
They
was a
could have
streamer
came to my
also.
car. Yeah. They ain't got nothing. What they locking them up for?
She got some good footage. Okay, cool.
That's Diamond in the Rough. She's a streamer. Shit.
Hold on, I gotta see that again.
Shit. They don't
Wait.
stop. They ain't got nothing. What they locking them up for? That's Diamond in the Rough. She's a streamer.
Okay, tell me this wouldn't have kind of went hard for a thumbnail. Bezo in handcuffs with the cat ears. Oh my God.
Shit. They don't stop somewhere. Where we at? Zone 3? And got them a package and don't got caught getting them motherfucking package. But they ain't even got nothing off of them. Did you see them take anything off of those people? Did you see them take anything off of them people?
No, but they done for them to come that many and that deep.
But they came with the Uzi, the sticks, everything. Girl, I'm gonna pee a little bit. Let me find a bathroom. Cause they were just at my car, y'all. We was sharing streams. You know what I'm saying? Hey, cuz. Shamika, these folks, they came down here for Dragon Con. And yeah, came in here to get my jewelry.
Bezo does have a long
And
neck. You guys remember in school when they'd be like, "That's a neck," and they would like take their finger and just fucking like rug burn your neck with their finger. You guys remember that? Did that happen with you guys? Is that just like a California thing? I don't know. Um, let's get into what we came for though. We got a police report for this, okay? Um, and we'll go through it like slowly, and we'll try to read it. I'll try to read it with you guys. Tell you guys how I read them, which is pretty self-explanatory, but some is not so. Some parts are not so easy to read. But I've highlighted things, so I've highlighted certain things for us, so it's easier, and we'll get into it. But it starts like this: we got an incident type code, we got an incident type description. Right here, the incident type description is domestic disturbance, fight, person armed. Okay, um, and this was created by Mays McKinsey. Why was it created by Maze McKenzie? Well, because she was the dispatcher who received the phone call from the swatter. All right. And each dispatcher, they have a code. So her code is 9022. And we're going to remember that because down here, we're going to see it a bunch of times. But anyways, disposition 17, location information. So we got the address, we got the city, we got the area, the beat numbers for the police, latitude, longitude, the cross street, and the sector. All right. Caller information. So the caller did identify themselves as BEZO, as we can see right here. And this is similar to the fish tank calls where they would identify themselves as BEZO too, but they didn't use BEZO as the name. They used his real name, which I'm not going to say his real name on stream, but they did use his real name. But here's how it starts. So the dispatch was received on May 8th, 4:39. It says 16:39, but it just means 4:39 Eastern time. And it was received by APD 9022, which up here we saw is Maze McKenzie. This is the dispatcher. Now this dispatcher, there's three dispatchers here. There's 9022, there's 5136, and there's 7452. All right. Now, 9022 is going to be the dispatcher primarily communicating with the subject who called, which is a swatter, right? So we're going to look up here when they called, and we're going to look what was said. We'll come back and forth, but so they called, and what they said was, caller advised he was going to kill everyone at the location. The caller said he had an AK-47 and a Beret M82A 150 cal. Caller said he was a white male wearing a turkey costume. The caller also advised that he was 4 minutes away from the location, right? And they were arriving in a gray vehicle. So doesn't shut the fuck up, dude. It doesn't add to your argument. Anybody could have just, I'm not going to argue with you right now. Anyway, dispatch level, a disturbance. So this is the code for disturbance, unknown and physical. CAD response delta. So I think that's like a serious response. And let's see, we got suspicious caller on scene, one subject, one gun, one weapon. This is the information that she's relaying to another dispatcher who then relays that to the police. All right. Um, unknown and physical. The suspect is on scene. So these are just the facts that she has so far. She inquires more with the guy. So one suspect, race white, wearing a turkey costume. They got the vehicle. It's gray. They said the suspect is. I'm guessing the suspect is telling her these things. So the suspect arrived in the vehicle. Doesn't know if the suspect is on drugs. Doesn't know if anybody is currently in danger. And before the swatter, disconnected the call, he said that he was walking into the store. All right. And so this is the conversation between, again, I'll say again, the conversation between the dispatcher who created this report, Mackenzie, and the swatter. And I highlighted her in the turquoise, right? So turquoise, this is where she's, and the red is going to be APD 5136. So this is the dispatcher that's communicating with the police. Um, so as soon as she got this call, she dispatched another dispatcher, and that dispatcher contacted the police. And that dispatcher's job was getting a unit out there. And so we have the unit that got out there, and the first unit, as I highlighted in red. So we have APD 3306, and we'll actually look at the because we have the personnel files right here. So 3306 right here is going to be Officer Williams, Algernon Williams, and we have another officer too. That was a secondary officer, and that's going to be Rose. So Officer Rose, Officer Darren Rose, and Officer Algernon Williams. Those are going to be the primary and secondary officers. And I'll explain why I highlighted that in a second. Um, but yeah, so the first unit was dispatched at 1642. And right here, 16:42:30, that's when it was dispatched. And this kind of matches with APD 3306, which that again, that's Officer Williams, right? So this is going to be our primary officer. Now, the primary officer didn't actually show up first. He showed up second, but he's still the primary officer because the first officer is the one who holds them at gunpoint, and he needs somebody to do commands. So the first officer isn't actually the primary; it's going to be the one who's secondary. Um, yeah. Also, I mean, Dozen Roses thinks that Bezo hired them, but there's no proof. Dozen Roses got that information from the swatters, which he believes for some reason. So, yeah. I mean, why would Bezo use his own name to swat himself? It's kind of stupid, right? Why would you do that? I can't tell if he's trolling or if he's like that dumb. Probably like a little bit of both, I think. But anyways, uh, so yeah, we can see that like the dispatch time will match the time that the first officer responds. And I think who gets primary, like what dictates the primary officer, is who gets dispatched first. And we see APD 3303, that's Officer Rose. He showed up, I believe, before the first one that was dispatched. So he showed up first, probably because he was nearest to the location. Um, but doesn't matter though, because he wasn't dispatched first. All right. And we have a total of 15 officers that showed up to this location. And right here, I didn't highlight it all, but every single unit name, every single unit number, it'll show you when they were dispatched, when they were en route, and when they arrived, and when they cleared. All right. Now this is important because um, when I get body cam footage, I definitely want to look at a call of service report first because I want to see what officers showed up, who was there the longest, who left first, things like that. So right here we know just by looking that the primary officers are Unit 3306 and Unit 3303, which again, Officer Williams and Officer Rose. So if I were to get body cam footage from this incident, I would only want the primary and secondary officers. Okay, it's going to cost me less money, and it'll probably give me the best footage. There'll probably be interviews in there with Bezo and everything. So that's why I would do that. Is Gavin in here? Oh yeah, you can get the fuck out of my chat. Can we get a mod to hide that guy? Let's just hide him on the channel. Yeah, you suck, bro. Anyways, yeah, so that's how I would go about getting the footage. So we'll scroll down and we'll see what the first unit was communicating with dispatch. So right here we got a code 235031R, and 23 means disorderly person, and 50 means person shot. Now that's not exactly what happened, um, but these are just reports, right? And then we have 31R, which means rifle deployment. So that means that the officer is deploying his rifle. So the officer is basically telling the dispatcher, you know, he's telling 235031R, disorderly person, possible shooting. I'm deploying my rifle for officer safety. That's what's going on. That's what he's communicating to dispatch. He then says 67. Now this is an emergency thing. 67, he's basically saying hold radio traffic. So this is what happens when there's like a serious situation and they're holding all non-emergency radio traffic because um, they may need to make an emergency transmission, they may need to call for medical, anything can happen, serious call. Um, and 2 minutes later, just about 2 minutes later, the unit did advise that it was a prank call. Oh yeah, I did a Pasta Boy video. Yeah, I like him. Anyways, and then we have a 3395 copied on call. And so this means that what's going on is another call happened simultaneously while this was going on. And uh, sorry to interrupt myself. Yes, Gavin is the guy that destroyed Diamond Server because he's a weirdo. I think he pays her, and in return for the money, like she lets him mod it or something like that. which is like weird. That guy's so weird. He like LARPs as like somebody important. Nobody knows who he is. Um, anyways, another call happened while this swatting was going on, and the call was a fire. A fire was reported, and they had officers responding to it while it was being reported. And this was the farmers market call. If you guys remember, there was another call. Somebody was threatening to blow up the farmers market, and there was a report of fire and a report of smoke in the area. Doesn't mean there was a fire. Doesn't mean there was actual smoke in the area, but it was reported. Um, I believe that they did try to follow up with them. Actually, this call came from a crisis line, and they advised it was a prank for social media. So I think the crisis line knew. Another way swatters will swat people is they'll do it through like an intermediary service, like a suicide hotline or a veteran crisis line. And they'll basically make the threat so that the veteran crisis line calls the police, so they don't necessarily have to. Um, they were eventually released, but they were held there for quite some time. So they were held for about 2 hours. Yeah, they were detained for about 2 hours. And so this is what the call of service report looked like. So yeah, we have the dispatchers. We have the three dispatchers. The third dispatcher, 7452. That one was the one who received the second call that we're looking at, and also the one that reported the four being released. Sorry if I'm like, sorry if this is kind of scuffed. I know I'm not the best at reading reports, but um, yeah. And you guys are probably wondering why I don't have the body cam footage. The reason why I don't is because this investigation is actually pending, so they can't really release any body cam footage right now. Um, and that's because this is like a serious case. So here's the incident report, and the incident report was written by. Remember how we knew that remember how we looked at Officer 9091? Where is he at? Williams. Remember how we knew he was a primary officer just by seeing when he arrived? Well, he's also the one who got the who made this report. So that's like confirmation that he was indeed the primary officer. And this case has been forwarded to Homeland Security. So Homeland Security is now investigating this case. Um, and it's marked over 90Z, which is other offenses. Um, I redacted all victim information, but we do got like so the victim information. I I don't want anybody to know their names, so it's I redacted basically everything. The reason why I did that is because I don't want the swatters to be watching this because they probably will. I don't want them to target the people who were there. Um, but the people who were there, it's going to be Bezo, Diamond, Kevin, and then the other guy. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. Well, I do know his name, but I redacted it. But this is the name information, the victim information. Like I said, though, I redacted most of everything just because I don't want the swatters to have anything to work with. If you're interested in seeing it, you could file the request yourself, though. Um, but yeah. So here's the narrative report. So here's what we got from the primary officer. Um, yeah, again, Dozens being an idiot chat. Yeah, just make sure you bully Dozen about that. Okay, Bezo didn't hire the swatters. That's such a stupid thing to say. Um, but yeah, we got so on May 8th, 2026, I, Officer A. Williams, along with other Zone 3 officers, responded to a dispute with a weapon at 1919 Metropolitan Parkway, Southwest Atlanta, Fulton County, Georgia, with a male stating he was going to the location with a turkey costume on to kill everyone at the location. The unknown male also advised that he did have an AK-47 and a Beret M82A 150 caliber. Upon arriving at the location, the Zone 3 CSU units and I immediately saw the individual who was wearing the outfit and detained the individual who was wearing the turkey costume and the other individual who was with the male at the time of our arrival. During the detainment, one of the three Zone 3 CSU units advised that the male didn't have any weapon that matched the description and advised that it was a prank call. The individuals detained, obviously you're going to be redacted, advised us that they were in the middle of a live stream during the incident and had no idea of the situation that was going on. We explained to the individuals the situation and why they were being detained. Right here it says Mr. This is Bezo. So Bezo explained that this had happened before in Sandy Springs, where a male called multiple times during an interview and stated that Mr. Grant or Mr. Or Bezo was an aggressor uh, during the dispute that never happened at the location. Bezo explained that this happened 6 times in one day. I think it's actually 4 times. I think it was 4 times. To the point that Bezo left the location because it became a safety issue for himself and all the individuals who were at the location of the incident. Bezo also advised that he was in contact with Sandy Springs investigator Isaiah Tomlin, who was investigating the previous incident at the location. I later asked how they got to his location, and they advised that they took an Uber from Benyam Belay. Weird, they actually identified. I didn't redact the Uber driver, sorry. It says, while we were investigating this current incident, the same unknown caller who was calling from called in a bomb threat at the Marriott. So that's actually this call right here, the Marriott bomb threat. So yeah, while they were doing this call, there was another call, which is crazy. These guys, these people are crazy. Um, and yeah, at the Marriott Marquise location with another call from the veteran crisis operator Raina, claimed they received a call from George Brown, which I think that's just a random name they used. I don't know if anybody, I don't know who that is. Um, they advised they were going to blow up the farmers market. The veteran crisis operator also advised that the male prank called for the social media platform Kick. Let's see what we got here. While getting additional information, this is Diamond. Diamond also advised that she live streamed from Kick with the username Diamond the Barbie. Sergeant Coffin, it's a crazy last name, later came on scene, already aware of the situation, and he had already notified Homeland Security investigators of the situation. I later obtained information of the individuals involved, and it was later released. After releasing the individuals, Diamond gave me a call. A male under the name Sylveon is commenting on her live stream, laughing, bragging about how they successfully got the live streamers swatted on live, and just advised Diamond he is going to SWAT every Airbnb near them. He notified the sergeant of the update, and they have the screenshot from the live stream comments on the Axon body cam footage. I think you're saying "ta-da" like it's like it means something, doesn't? This is just Sylveon bragging about it. So this is what we have for um, the diamond footage, man. This is what it is, and the reason why um, we can't get the body cams right now, I'll still try to get them, but it's probably going to be a while. You know, who knows how long it's going to take for us to get. Um, and I'll zoom in so you guys can see it a little better. But yeah, who knows how long it's going to take for this case to wrap up. But one thing's for certain, like I'm not going to be able to get the body cam footage unless the case is closed. That's just how it works. But yeah, it was a crazy response, man. I mean, 15 officers showed up to this place, and they were not playing. They took this call very, very serious. Yeah. No, Dozen Roses never considered that Sylveon was lying to him because for some reason he trusts people who swat other people and laugh about it. He's very low IQ, Dozen Roses. Yeah, and Dozen, I believe that they did show screenshots with you communicating, because there is video, Dozen, of you communicating with the swatters before the Marriott thing happened. So like I wouldn't be surprised if, you're in those reports too. But I guess I could do another FOIA for the for this specific one. I know it's in here, but I'm pretty sure it has its own call of service report and its own narrative report. But this is all related, right? So these swattings are related to the fish tank swattings, and for some reason they appear to just want to swat BEZO, which is honestly, it's kind of fucked up. I have a video of Dozen walking around swatting people with the guy. Yeah, Senryu, are you in the Discord? Why don't you I'll put the Discord link in the chat actually right now, and if you guys have any clips of Dozen or of Dozen, why don't you just send it to me? Because I'll just forward them to Homeland Security myself, since Dozen wants to be weird about it. We don't need anybody swatting community members. And yeah, people were claiming that I was doing swattings. Like, no, I wasn't swatting anybody. And this police report, I think, proves that. So yeah, the Discord link is in there. It's pinned. If you guys have any like relevant clips, like when this happened, I would love to talk to Homeland Security. Yeah, I bet you would. I bet you would. Um, let's see. But yeah, these are the reports for that. Alex B reports. I'm still waiting on those. I actually did get two reports from the Alex B residents, but they were just for like domestic calls, and they don't say much. I guess I can release those on Twitter. But what I'll do with these guys is I'll just release these to y'all on Twitter, so you guys have everything that I just showed you, and that'll be that'll be the end. So yeah, this was supposed to be kind of a short stream. Honestly, it doesn't. If you wanna call them yourself, you can do that. I'm not gonna do that for you. Anyways, doesn't, you're an idiot. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. Um, I'll go live again when I have more info. Peace.